Okay, Sarah, here's a quick video on how to play Help Me. This is just to get you started before you have your lesson, get a little bit of advanced work in. Here is the open strings as they will be tuned. First string E, usual. Second string B, usual. Third string, which is normally a G, is going to get tuned all the way down to an E. The fourth string is going to be tuned to the same pitch, but it's going to be up from D to that same E. So those two strings are actually in unison. And then the fifth string, which is normally an A, is going to get tuned down to a G. And finally, the sixth string, which is normally an E, is going to get tuned all the way down to a C. So that is your sound. There's basically two shapes that we're going to be using here. I'm just going to call this, for lack of really another way to put it, I'm going to call this the open shape because it involves a bunch of open strings. And it's just your second finger and your third finger pressing down on strings 5 and 6. And the rest are open. You'll be moving this around from the 9th fret to the 4th fret. At the 9th fret, it's basically an A suspended 2. And then at the 4th fret, it's like an E omit 3. So it could be major or minor. But in this context, it's actually used as a minor chord. The other shape that you're going to have to play is the full bar. So if the open 6 strings is a C major 7th, as you move this bar around, it's going to become different names. For example, at the 7th fret, it becomes a G major 7th. At the 5th fret, it becomes an F major 7th. All right, so let's talk about your rhythm for the intro. It starts with the A suspended 2, with the open shape at the 7th fret, and this is how the strum is going to go. Sorry. You see I'm keeping 16th notes, so depending on how you're counting, I'm actually going to count this in cut time. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's a little bit easier to do it in cut time because when I divide the measures, it is a little bit easier to read. So think of them as fast eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You see how that's what my right hand is doing, down, up, alternation. But it's all about choking the chord and blocking the chord and accenting the chord at the right time. So we're looking for... So it's like, if you're counting it as eighth notes, 1 and 3 is accented. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we do that up to speed. It's... You see how I have to block the chord to get the effect? Otherwise this is going to sound like... You got to block the chord. You could do that with your left hand like this. Or you could actually slap it with the palm of your hand like... Okay, then when we get into the body of the song, at the verse, we start with the A suspended 2 at the 9th fret, to the E minor at the 4th fret, and then G major 7th at the 7th fret, F major 7th at the 5th fret, hangs on this for a while, then it's going to go to the open C major 7th, literally let go of the guitar for 2 measures, and then G major 7th for 2 measures. Now here's a timing figure that may be a little tricky for you. It's like this. And then it lands on the D major 7th at the 2nd fret. B major 7th all the way up, B flat major 7th all the way at the 10th fret. And then back down to F major 7th at the 5th fret. So the last little timing figure that may be a little tricky is that little interlude thing where it goes ba-da-ba-ba-ba. But the chord wise, it's really easy. You're just going to kind of go back to that open chord. I don't want you to play like aim for all 6 strings for this because it sounds a little weird if you go. I'm thinking if you just aim for the bass strings, the bottom strings, you'll have. And that'll pretty much give you the effect that you want. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow.